Welcome back to Dracon's Plays, Dark Souls Remastered. Alright, so to start with, I am using a Long Sword +5, Grass Crest Shield, Shortbow +5, Wanderer Hood, Wanderer Coat, Knight Gauntlets, Hard Leather Boots, Rusted Iron Ring, and the Ring of the Evil Eye. So I've significantly changed things up for this episode, because I have a specific build, which is this one here, to deal with some of the problems down in Blighttown. So the Ring of the Evil Eye, gives me health back for killing enemies. Now, one of the benefits with that should be pretty obvious. So, having a bow is a great way to take care of the mosquitoes. So right now we're getting attacked by Mildred, the Butcher. And we get some humanity and the Butcher's Knife. Man, the longsword is super dark in here, isn't it? Really? Alright, so anyways, the bow is super useful for taking out the mosquitoes. The Ring of the Evil Eye allows me to mitigate poison damage, since we gain back a decent number, or not number, but amount of health. Now, one little trick to aid, well, not to aid, but one little trick for setup purposes is if you put your bow in your left hand, because you're not going to be using your shield while you use a bow anyways, then you tap left bumper, you actually are able to two-handle your left-handed weapon. Only works with bows, which is unfortunate because it's a super cool little trick. How the heck did I end up with 12 Estus? Oh, Mildred. Right. I was like, what? I was super confused for a second there. And those mosquitoes are almost like hand-tailored for this type of build, where you're relying on the Ring of the Evil Eye for a little bit of health regen to kind of fight the poison effect. Alright, two hits to kill. But yeah, that's a cool little trick to use with your bows, is actually left-handed, which is normally not a great idea in Dark Souls 1, since you can't normally two-hand things in your left hand. But due to the nature of bows, you're able to force the issue, which is pretty cool. So it's not a huge bump from using the Ring of the Evil Eye. But it is enough to help fight the poison a bit. Obviously, it's not enough to completely eliminate poison damage, but it is great at mitigation. Oh, that one actually dropped an item. Noted. So these slugs are the early game farming spot for large Titanite shards. They have a chance drop for those. So it's like, if you want large Titanite shards into plus 10 your weapon early before like Quaylag, this is the place to do it. You do a sweep back towards this corner, you are able to get quite a few pretty... It's like, it's not the highest drop rate in the world. They also drop 5 green Titanite shards at a go. There's the server, which is an interesting weapon. You get poisoned way too fast in this. I'm gonna wait to read anything until after we cleared the swamp. There we go. Got one. Now, unfortunately, I would have to go to Andre to bump any of my gear up. But, in the grand scheme of things... that's not the absolute worst thing in the world. Alright. Yeah, so this type of build, where you have a bow in one hand, and like Ring of the Evil Eye, it's pretty good for Blighttown. It really helps mitigate some of the problems with it. Now here we get the plank shield, but that's not all. Really? That's interesting. You can't do that through... Really? Then you get a chest in Twin Humanities, and that's not all! You have a path that continues going down. That's actually the next area we're going to go to. I probably should have saved this for the end of the episode then. Yeah, I'm stupid sometimes. It's fine. Another green Titanite shard. Alright, not bad, not bad. So in between episodes, I did actually go up to Firelink Shrine, and I did turn in the souls to get my Pyro Flame up to plus 10, which means we are able to meet an NPC down here. We'll talk more about them when we meet them. Alright. Where is it? I could have sworn. Pyromancy, Poison Mist, and the Pyromancer set. So that's as far as the Pyro made it. Now, unfortunately, you do not get a Pyro Flame from there. You either need to start as a Pyro to get one, or get it from Laurentius. What? I was killing everyone else in 2 swings. Very odd. No, that was the other. I don't know. I'm confused. I am super confused. Anyways. Get off me, Crag Spider. So here we have a infested barbarian that uses a boulder as his weapon. Yes, pick it back up for me. His iframes during that entire process is ridiculous. Alright. Now, there is a second one back here, unfortunately. Like, he is invincible during so much of that it's just utterly ridiculous. Like, iframe. If we get the Great Club and some dung. Alright, so there are 3 more of those guys over there. I am going to not attract their ire. So you notice I have not been attacked by any mosquitoes in a bit, because I have actually cleared out some of their spawns. So it's like, yeah, there is a finite number of mosquitoes. It's a very finite number. You super are able to just kill them off and not have to deal with them anymore. It's actually super nice. And it's like, it's not many kills, too. Like, legitimately, it doesn't take much to just eliminate them. Alright, see? That spawn's done. There were like 5. So it's like, the people that go on about infinite spawning mosquitoes don't actually know what they're talking about. The mosquitoes are not as big of a deal as people make out. Anyways, so this here's the NPC I was talking about. She only appears if you have a +10 Pyro Flame, or if you summon someone with a +10 Pyro Flame. Well, summon / and get invaded by someone with one. In either Blighttown, the Depths, or, like, the Valley of the Drakes, I think also counts. And Demon Ruins, actually. So it's like anything here, either in this area or in one of the adjoining ones, where you're able to have multiplayer contact, is actually able to get her to spawn, which is interesting. But anyways.
A mere undead, yet you can see me. Fascinating. I am Lana of Izalith. I am not often revealed to walkers of flesh. You have a gift. Are you
Walkers
too
of
one who seeks
flesh.
my pyromancy, like Salomon?
Yes.
Yes, of course. It should be expected. Very well. You shall be my pupil, but to pursue my pyromancy, you must give something up. Are you prepared to do this?
Alright. So she's literally just talking about buying stuff there. So she sells Fire Orbs, Great Fireball, Firestorm, Fire Whip, Combustion, Great Combustion, Undead Rapport, and the standard Fireball spell. Now.
No luck. Well, young pupil, you must have patience, but do not keep me waiting much longer.
Funny, she talks about patience, then immediately says, "Don't keep me waiting much longer."
Ah, there you are. I was expecting you. Let us begin.
Alright. So she is also able to up your pyro flame, interestingly enough. Anyways, fire orb. Alright. Symbolize the strength of fire manipulating pyromancers. Great fireball. Salomon the Master Pyromancer, also called the Great Fireball, after this spell, believed pyromancy was rooted in the adoration of fire. Those who acquire the spell usually agree. Firestorm. Primal pyromancy, taught by Lana of Izalith. Erect pillars of fire in vicinity. The storm of flame is indiscriminate and incinerates all nearby life. Fire whip. The root pyromancy of combustion, but much more difficult to wield. Then we got combustion and great combustion. Alright. Great combustion creates a powerful flame, but many sorcerers mock the simplicity of this spell. Undead Rapport. Advanced pyromancy of Lana of Izalith. Charm undead and gain temporary allies. The living are lured by flame. In this relationship is part and parcel to the art of pyromancy. Can be used by either gender. Interesting that they put that specification, but that is fine.
Long ago, I accepted another pupil like yourself.
Excuse me.
Over 200 years ago, there was a man almost as bungling as you. In your world, he was called Salomon the Master Pyromancer. The little rascal really made something of himself.
So, if you remember, Laurentius makes reference to Salomon and talks about how he is so great. And then you reach her and she's like, "Oh yeah, I taught him, it's fine." And it's like, oh, wow, the guy that, like, Laurentius looks up to was taught by just this girl hanging out down here in Blighttown. But we'll see more about Lana.
Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating.
Actually, I think they already gave it to us.
But remember one thing. Always fear the flame, lest you be devoured by it and lose yourself. I would hate to see that happen again.
Implying that that's happened to another one of her pupils.
Pyromancy is the art of invoking and manipulating fire. But remember one thing. Always fear. I would hate.
Alright. Lana of Izalith. So, okay, there it is. She is one of the daughters of Chaos.
Well, young pupil, you must have patience, but do not keep me waiting much longer.
Alright, so she is one of the daughters of Chaos. One of the daughters of the Witch of Izalith. From the intro sequence, if you remember. So that's an interesting little tidbit there. Alright. Now then. Let's see. So Dex up to 20. Sounds good to me. And then 9,900. 10,000, essentially. Alright, there we go. Let's get strength up to 20 here. Alright. So now we're actually going to go up the back entrance to Blighttown here. Since there's some stuff waiting for us. Alright, and put back on the spider shield for practical reasons. Alright. Okay, so we're going to explore this upper area that we came into briefly from the Valley of Drakes. Alright, so if you look in the wheel here, there's a fire dog powering the wheel. And that wheel is indeed powering the lift. Little example of FromSoft's sense of humor. Alright, so this next section is really not great. So this is the reason I took out the spider shield. Alright. Alright, we've been toxic, but I do have purple moss. Well, blooming purple moss. Alright. Yeah, so this section very, very much sucks. Alright. And that is that. So that takes care of those guys. Alright, stupid fire dogs. Alright. Yeah, so this section can be very problematic. Gotcha. Alright, so by picking this item, we actually trigger an event to happen. We won't see the results of it for a bit, but by picking this up, we do set some things in motion. Firekeeper Soul. So that's just another generic one that you use to up your Estus Flask. But yes, that is a trigger right there. So if we went back up to Firelink Shrine, a deed will have been done. Alright, so that's this spot cleared out. Now, we do still have the lower portion here to take care of. So that part is next. What the? That was... Alright, so this is actually the item we were able to see from earlier. The Mask of the Sealer, and the Crimson Set, and the 10 Battle Banishment Talisman. We also get the Sorcery Remedy. We got a whole bunch of stuff by coming this way. Alright. And then, continuing. So up here we have a few more, we have another, like, lookout area. We have a narrow little path to a dead end. I don't know why this upper spot exists, but it does, for some reason. And then you just have this little dead end for no reason. Alright. So, in the sake of saving time and not dying horribly, I am going to bone. Alright, so now we have a bunch of items to read. Let's see. So, I don't think I got any generic items. Just a Firekeeper soul, same description as the ones we read previously. Alright. Remedy. Sorcery of the Red Robe Yulva, one of the sealers of New Londo. Reduces bleeding and poison buildup and undoing various poisonous effects. One of New Londo's unique healing sorceries, perhaps she abandoned her sealer duty to take her healing arts back to Blighttown. So, Yuvlia was one of the 3 sealers of New Londo. Oh, I never actually read. No, I did read that. Durr. Alright. Anyways, let's see. Server. A curved greatsword used in a mysterious ancient rite, imbued with a frightful occult energy which restores HP with each hit. So every time you hit an enemy, you gain like 20 HP or some small number like that. Interesting. Not the best thing in the world, but interesting. Butcher's Knife. Giant butcher knife wielded by the undead man-eating cook lurking in the depths. More a tool for subduing, preparing live catches than an actual weapon. Those who have faced this deadly blade have a deeper sense of how helpless prey must feel. Fun little description there. Great Club. Alright, yeah, nothing special. Tin Banishment Catalyst. Here we go. Catalyst of the Banishment Sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal away the dark race and the kings who fell to the dark. In contrast with other catalysts, the Metal Catalyst qualifies as a weapon as it inflicts physical damage, however small. Actually, it's fairly decent as far as catalysts go. Let's see. Nothing new shield-wise. Arrows. Armor. Thief, Brigand, Leather, Sorcerer. Pyromancer. Hood worn by the Pyromancers of the Great Swamp. Though it appears tattered, it is actually quite strong. Their attire offers substantial protection against poison, fire, and other forces of nature out in the hinterlands where they were driven. Alright, and nothing special there. Boots made of thick leather. The boots of Pyromancers are incredibly tough on account of the rugged grassland in treacherous swamps they must traverse. Their souls are nearly impenetrable. Interesting line, given the nature of this series. Then we have the Sealer set. Mask of the sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal away the Dark Race, and the four kings who descended into dark. Uppercase, capitalized dark. It symbolizes their resolve to keep the seal shut forever, and their atonement for all who were sacrificed. But two of the three forsook New Londo upon tiring of their duty. Alright, let's see. The Sealers were once known as healers, and the bright crimson was a symbol of that. So, if you recognize this set, this is what Ingward was wearing down in the... Sorry. But yeah, that's what Ingward was wearing when we made our trip down into the New Londo ruins. And I never actually read the Shadow set. Black cloth mask worn by spooks from an eastern land, designed as not to hinder their unique form of martial arts. While it sacrifices defense for the sake of greater mobility, it does offer resistance to bleeding and poison, among other things, perhaps due to the nature of espionage. And nothing particularly important there. And yeah, I didn't get any new rings. Alright, so while we're down here in Blighttown, I am also going to show off a bug, I guess you would call it, in the physics engine. I don't actually know if it's in the remaster, but if you take a halberd class weapon and run in the swamp, I think you need to not have the rusted iron ring. Yeah, there it is. It's really weird and goofy, but you get a lightning fast running attack for some reason. Yeah, so it's 5 spawns. 6. Never mind. Seven, apparently. That was pretty decent for an unupgraded halberd. But yeah, you get this ridiculous, like, lightning fast. So, like, there's the normal one. You get this ludicrous lightning fast slam attack, and if you land it, you don't even have the stagger animation to worry about. It's one of those really just weird things that is in the game for some reason. Well, obviously the reason is someone messed up when they were coding the, like, some sort of animation thing. It's some sort of animation problem. Caused by how they implemented the slowdown while walking through. Because with the rusted iron ring, that trick did not work. But interesting little tidbit there. Now, since the Pyromancer set mentioned it, I'll also bring up the point that this is not the Great Swamp. The Great Swamp is some far distant land outside of Lordran. That is made clear through some of Laurentius's dialogue. He references it as a far-off land, and he had to travel to Lordran. So, obviously, Blighttown is not it. Because some people will try to argue that. Anyways. Ugh. I swear, I was not yawning until I recorded this batch of episodes. I don't know. Let's see, did I have anything else? I did not. Alright, so with that then, I'm actually going to wrap this one up here. Next time, we're going to go ahead and explore that secret area we found inside the tree. So anyways, I'm going to see all of you guys later. Bye. Bye. Why do I keep forgetting that? I even had the menu open that time. Bye.